Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you're watching this presentation. My name is Ayana Coleman, and I will be presenting to you challenges, contributing factors, and overcoming strategies of single mothers with dependent children while pursuing a doctoral degree. So I call this Presenter's Corner, and the Presenter's Corner is it's just me. Information, a little background about the presenter. Again, my name is Ayana B. Coleman. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. I obtained a Bachelor of Science in Rehabilitation Studies from Alabama State University in 2017. I also obtained a Master's of Rehabilitation Counseling from the Harold Lord Murphy Graduate School of Alabama State University in 2019. I'm currently pursuing a doctorate of philosophy degree in professional counseling. I'm a former Alabama State Mighty Marching Hornet honeybee, and I am currently a senior case manager of Keaton Corrections, and I've been working there since 2019. So, um, the purpose of this study is aimed to bring attention to single mothers pursuing a doctoral degree. Um, Single mothers face unique demands because they're single mothers. Although I'm not a single mother myself, my goal was to identify what makes their academic journey challenging and what helps them work through those challenges and graduate. Research questions. So we were challenged with having three research questions that we could wouldn't have any type of difficulty answering. So those questions that I came up with were: what challenges do single mothers with dependent children experience while pursuing a doctoral degree? What factors contribute to the challenges that single mothers with dependent children experience while pursuing a doctoral degree? And what strategies do single mothers with dependent children use to overcome these challenges and successfully complete their doctoral degrees? Methodology. So I use a qualitative case study approach simply because I do not like working with numbers. Not that I can't work with numbers, but that's just not my thing. Um, so I interviewed three women. It was supposed to be four. So let me just give you a little background. So it was supposed to be four women. However, one individual did not thoroughly read the criteria when the information was sent out. So I could not use it, and that's one of the hiccups that I had during this process. But I'll speak on that later if I have time. But I chose sent it out, and I chose to interview three women who had successfully earned their doctoral degrees while raising dependent children by themselves. Their experiences were analyzed using thematic analysis to draw out major patterns and themes. Participant profiles. So I want to give you a little background about my participants. Um, the three women in the study were Dr. Julan Eatman, whose research made a impact in the workplace on the workplace policies. Dr. Brandy Timmis, who completed her degree during COVID, and we all know that COVID was a huge thing. It kind of put a lot of barriers on us during COVID. And then last but not least, Dr. Sharon Janadu, who's an assistant principal and mother of a very busy young man. Balancing roles. One of the most prominent themes with this research was struggling to juggle parenting, employment, and academic responsibilities. All the participants kind of described feelings of fatigue as well as sacrifice. And we know in life we all have to make sacrifices. Um, Dr. Janadu, in particular, shared how she often worked through the night to keep up with coursework while still being a parent. And I can only imagine because, again, I don't have any kids, staying up all night after getting your child up, going to work, making sure all you do your duties of your job, making sure the child gets home, make sure the child is fed, the child's homework is done, and then you're left at the end of the night trying to do your homework. So her sleep was sacrificed so that she can get through this program. Financial struggles, and this is a big thing because I can resonate a little bit with well, a lot of bit with the ladies that I interviewed. um so in my interview with Dr. Eatman, she stated that she was going to take this to the grave, the payments with her to the grave, because it was a lot, and it costs quite a bit. So she's in debt, but she's not really in debt, but it's a lot of money to pay back, and she owed a lot of money because she just kept going to school, not just to go to school to pile on debt, but to go to school to further along her education because she liked learning. um, and so a financial strain when it comes to your education can be a lot, because not only are you trying to pay for school, you have to balance paying school and your light bill, water bill, mortgage or rent, um, insurance, car notes, all that type of stuff. So it became a financial strain. And she said there was also frustration over the lack of institutional aid and guidance. So, like, uh, no scholarships were available when it came to earning her doctoral degree. Um, and it would help a lot because when you get to the dissertation phase, you're paying out of pocket. So that was one of the financial struggles that she brought up during my interview with her. External support systems. So um, a lot of people don't have support systems, but you have some people that do. Family, classmates, or peers, however you want to label it. And faith played a critical role in guiding all of these women to complete their degrees. Although they were single mothers, family kind of locked in and kind of helped them out. One person well, all of them had family that could help, but um, Dr. Janadu, for example, while she was doing her summer institute, um, her parents had her son. And with Dr. Brandy Timmis, um, her her family got her help with getting her girls from school to whatever activities that they need to get to because she wasn't able to. Um, So family kind of helped with childcare, peers provided emotional and academic support, and then faith offered strength during these hard times. Um, Not trying to offend anybody, but a lot of people go to church and they pray, and and it's okay to whoever you pray to if you do pray, but prayer kind of assisted with getting through this tough time. So um, that prayer and emotional support from your peers and family, that other support from your family kind of filled the void that the lack of support from that came from the institution. Psychological and emotional struggles. All three women talked about being burned out when it came to work and taking care of the kids and having to complete their studies all in one. Um, they also talked about feeling guilty as well as being emotionally exhausted. Mental health support, there was a lack of that. Um, Dr. Timmis in particular, Dr. Brandy Timmis in particular, turned to medication. She mentioned that she started taking Zoloft, and Dr. Eatman participated in therapy after the completion of the program. Um, Basically, she kind of didn't. From my understanding, it wasn't available to her. It was available, but the trying to pay for school, take care of her daughter, it kind of like something you had to choose one over the other. So it wasn't really, she wasn't really able to participate in therapy, but she took it up after completing the program. So this shows that there is a need for mental health services that are tailored or that can be tailored to single mothers who are obtaining their doctoral degree. Professional and personal transformations. So, despite the hard times that these ladies experience, um, growth and um, they grew professionally and personally. Dr. Janadu completed her degree to set an example for her son, even though she didn't complete her degree necessarily on time. She completed it the year after the set of individuals that she started out with. But it was an example for her son. You can go to school, get your education, and you could be anything that you want to be in life. Dr. Timmons said that her outlook on life had completely changed. And then Dr. Eatman stated that with doing her dissertation on academic dishonesty, which is a lot of that is going around these days, she was able to get with her principal of her school and implement the research that she found with the policies for the school. Key findings. So the challenges that these women faced included time constraints, financial strain, and emotional burdens, which became worse, you would say, during due to the lack of support from the institution. Um, their resilience and just hearing them speak was inspiring, and their success was largely due to being strong, having a strong personal motivation, and external support systems. Implications. This study suggests that institutions, I'm not going to say must, but there is a need for them to do more to support single mothers. Um, More like flexible scheduling. Not saying that single mothers should be treated differently from a student like myself who's not a single mother, but flexible scheduling, extending financial aid, and access to affordable child care and mental health services, because that is a big one, can really make a difference to their academic journey. Recommendations for the future. Kind of touched on that, but as far as for future research, um, if there is another individual out there that sees this presentation and wants to expound on that, you should include a broader demographic and a sample size. Longitudinal studies could track those single mothers process and the progression or whatever over time. Comparative studies might explore how different support systems, whether it be academic, family, community, church, whatever, impact success for single mothers in doctoral programs. Conclusion. In conclusion, single mothers in a doctoral program show great determination, but are often underserved. With the right support systems in place, they can truly thrive. and have less issues trying to get through their doctoral program. This research, um, you could say, gives a voice to their journey and calls on institutions to meet their unique needs with empathy, as well as structural support. These are my references. My name, again, is Ayana Coleman. I hope that you enjoyed my presentation. I hope you can take something from it and learn from it. And if you choose to expound on it, please, by all means, expound on it. In in this world, you have a strike against you for being a woman, and a lot of people think that having an education is not the greatest thing in the world. I refuse to sit back and allow that to be the end. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy my presentation.